Welcome back everybody to another Atomic Academy video where we're going to be talking about physics. Today we're going to be talking about probably the most common concept in physics, Newton's laws of motion. Newton's laws consist of three different concepts. The first one being inertia, the concept of inertia. The second one being force, how mass and acceleration combined to become force. And third, action-reaction. It's probably the most common one, and you've heard the phrase, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Well, that's Newton's third law of physics. We're going to split this up into a three-part series, obviously one video per law. And so this first video that we're talking about today is going to be the concept of inertia, Newton's first law. And for every video, we're going to use GTA 5 to illustrate the point and illustrate how these laws work, because why not, right? So let's just jump right into it and talk about Newton's first law. I'm going to give you the description, and then we're going to talk about a little more detail and show a bunch of different examples from GTA to help illustrate the point. So inertia, Newton's first law of motion, is defined as an object at rest remains at rest, or an object in motion remains in motion and at a constant speed unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. So to illustrate, to start, let's do what we do best in GTA, get a car. Whether it's legal or not, that's beside the point. We're playing GTA. So get a car, and the first thing that we'll notice is that the car is stopped, right? And it will remain stopped unless we hit the gas like we did, and now it's moving. That is inertia. It was stopped, and it would have stayed stopped until we hit the gas. That's a force. And on the other hand, we'll keep moving until we hit the brakes. We have inertia, we're moving forward, and the force that we're applying is the brake force, which is the force between the tires and the ground, to stop us. That's basically inertia. We looked at both examples. It'll remain stopped unless we do something. It'll remain moving unless we do something. Now, let's take another example, a little more aggressive example in GTA. What happens when we're moving forward and we hit a wall? It's the same thing as braking, right? We hit a wall, which is a force acting upon us, which will stop us. We're moving in a straight line, we're moving at the same speed, keep doing so until a wall gets in our way, right? That's inertia. We're moving with inertia. And now for an even more extreme example, we're going to use a motorcycle. But we're also going to evaluate how this is different than in a car where we have a seatbelt on. We hit the wall and we stay with the car because we're one motion. With a motorcycle, the person on top wants to keep moving. He has inertia. Even if the motorcycle hits the wall, the person wants to keep going. An object in motion will remain in motion. And so the motorcycle stops because it hits the wall, but the person wants to keep moving. That's inertia. It's the same exact concept. A little brutal, but that's why it shows that GTA 5 is a really good example of how inertia works. We saw multiple examples of this. An object at rest will remain at rest. The car stayed where it stayed unless we hit the gas. And an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. And in this example, we had multiple views of that. The car, if we hit the brakes, that's a force that will stop the car from its motion. The car's going straight ahead, and unfortunately, a wall will do just as well at stopping a car in motion. And likewise with a motorcycle, the motorcycle and the person are separated. So motorcycle will be stopped by a wall just as well, but the person has just as much inertia and is not acted upon by that same force of the wall and will just keep going, unfortunately for that person, until he hits the ground. So inertia is Newton's first law of motion. And stay tuned, subscribe and like, because in the next two videos, we're going to be talking about the other two Newton's laws of motion, the concept of force and also the concept of action and reaction. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, please subscribe, hit a like, throw me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned. We're going to have those next videos soon. Goodbye.